Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pirates Parley, episode 27 already. Today, we have a guest I met quite a few times in real life, and he's a real hoot. They built a platform for token vesting, token distribution, and everything around it. Please put your hands together for none other than Malisha. Hey! Woo!
Woo!
We're
Self
live.
applause.
For the people that don't
So
know you,
when they join this,
introduce
when people
yourself.
join this stream, do they say some pirate jokes or like "R" or something
No,
like that?
not really. But you can if you
Okay, then
want
I'm not
to.
gonna do it. Obviously, no, obviously I'm not
did you
gonna.
did you prepare a pirate joke routine?
No, I just prepared a good old "R"
Arr,
to
matey.
start with.
All right. So for the people that don't
Yeah,
know you, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you come into the Solana ecosystem, and then what did you build?
yeah. I to be honest, I sometimes start with this tongue-in-cheek introduction where I say I'm the person who doesn't really like to talk about himself a lot, which is true, but here I am. And I come from, I have an engineering background, studied computer science, and always wanted to solve problems from A to Z, from start to finish, and have this holistic approach. And I joined Solana May 2021, which is more than 5 years ago, which is in crypto time like what, 20 years, 30 years ago, something like that.
70.
Like 70. Yeah, sorry, my
Yes.
math is not good. I knew it was something between 20 and 70. Uh, and I also always like to share for all the young engineers out there or founders wannabes that I joined Solana via hackathon. I've heard about this cool new chain. It was not so popular back in the day. There was a lot of hate around it, especially from EVM community and other chains. And I wanted to get my hands dirty and actually build something back in the day when there was no AI. And you had to go through the actual code base of Solana and GitHub to understand the order of accounts they get passed in programs. Anyways,
The old
uh,
glass chewing.
exactly the original chewing the glass and not
Yes.
touching the grass ever. Anyways, the point is uh, join the hackathon. Like Coliseum is organizing a lot of nice hackathons. Super teams are organizing hackathons. There are random hackathons here and there, which are great opportunity to meet a potential co-founder. Or if you don't manage to, just like I didn't manage to meet a co-founder in hackathon, just go for it and like do it on your own and start a company, start a project.
So, did you start Streamflow in 2021, or was your initial build, something completely different?
So yes, this is a story that I really like to share, which is the Streamflow origin story. Mm, I so a good friend of mine, also how do you say, also very popular in Solana ecosystem, and I dare to say a very successful entrepreneur now, Vidor. We knew each other from university days. He told me about Solana, and back in the day, I realized, like, let me just do a research and figure out what's going on. And then I realized essentially that the whole financial system is being built from the ground up on blockchain, right? And I'm like, wow, it's like a lion just roared and opened his mouth and grabbed me. And like I spent the last 5 years full time and more than full time in this space, trying to rebuild the world of finance, programmable money, and how Streamflow came to life. I consider myself very practical and pragmatic, and as I said, I wanted to build something and join the hackathon. So I just looked at what were the top 10 protocols on Ethereum by TVL back in the day, as very important big metric. And I found one which was not on Solana. I found Sablier back in the day as a big inspiration, which was a token streaming protocol. And I was like, I'm going to build this for a hackathon. And then it's a very interesting because I came up with a solution, but didn't know what the problem is, People usually start with like, this is the market, this is the problem, this is how we fix it. And I'm like, this is the solution that I have, but I'm not sure what to do with it.
Copy paste.
and then like I had this of course the hackathon, the first version of Streamflow was just a building block, a very rudimentary token streaming protocol with some UI slapped on top of it. And I'm like, okay, I have this brick, and then let's see who needs this brick. And then I spent a couple of months to realize, speaking metaphorically, that people don't want these bricks. People want houses, buildings, hospitals, full-blown solutions for some of the use cases and problems. And it was a very unique market research process where I spoke with a lot of different people, investors, advisors, other founders, crypto degens, traders, non-crypto people, etc., which I think brings me nicely to another recommendation, suggestion, or advice I have to people who want to get into space.
Spill it.
Which is to talk to a lot of people to understand what is needed. And this is something that became apparent only afterwards, like only after the dots have been connected, then you can look back and say, oh yeah, it makes sense. And we still continue to talk to customers regularly to get the feedback.
So what was the eventual problem that your product solved? Did you ever find out?
Oh yeah. Yes, I did find out after a couple of months of talking that essentially, how, I'll just explain it on a very high level, how in a traditional startup and venture world, there is there are either shares, equity, or employee stock option plans, and then there's some vesting and some release schedule attached to it because the beneficiaries don't get them immediately. And essentially, there was no solution for token vesting on Solana back in the day. Like there was something you need to do a lot of like CLI commands, or there was something very rudimentary where you need to do some crazy magic about. There were some hash codes involved that you need to paste, calculate, things like that. And then I realized, okay, this like my solution has found this problem.
Yeah.
And let me just build out the whole platform around it. And these were wild days, completely different than now. I actually raised one check for this solution for our first funding round at the closing party, Solana Breakpoint, first Breakpoint 2021, at like 11 p.m. I still have the screenshot and the dates there. It was too loud. I couldn't talk to this woman from VC fund, and I just typed it like a note on my phone and showed her, and she's like, "Wow, great!" And then we followed up a couple of days later, and she just sent us a check.
This is such a reverse story. Like, first of all, are we talking about Vidor from Solflare or another Vidor?
Yes. There's no other Vidor, to the best of my
There's only
knowledge.
one Vidor. I had him on 4 weeks ago. It was a really a fun time. He's such a great guy to talk to. I'm gonna tell you a funny story about him later on in the stream.
Okay.
But everyone I talk to say, "Oh yeah, you find your problem, and then you're gonna build to solve it, and then you did everything in reverse. Like, oh, I'm gonna find a solution and then build it, and then actually no one wants it, and then I'm gonna find some VC to write a check. Um, what is your take on, like, obviously you had a somewhat of a contrarian path. Looking back, are you like, if I could do it again, or if I would be able to give someone advice on how to do it, I definitely recommend not doing what I did? Or are you like, look, it brought me where I am today. If the opportunity presents itself, walk in my footsteps.
Okay, I'll address that immediately. But first, I would like to know, how would you describe the audience of this live stream? I understood that I made an assumption and gave two advices
Oh,
to a
well,
supposed audience. I don't know. I just anticipated that that was the audience, but maybe it's completely different audience to be
so most of the people watching are either Solana enthusiasts, startup builders. It's mostly the people you would meet at Breakpoint, the people you would meet at a Solana summit, or Island DAO, which you guys also I've seen you guys there a lot, and we had
Yeah.
fun there.
So
So yeah,
understood.
that's the
Understood.
audience basically, and my parents.
Yeah. And your parents, yeah.
Yes.
Uh, you've made a if they're listening, I want to say that they've made a great person, very strong character and strong human.
Ah, thank you.
uh, to address what you asked me, uh, I mean, look, building a business and then that business actually, if I may say, being somewhat successful or at least surviving for a couple of years, there's so many factors that need to come into play. And without any doubt, we had luck and we were also at the right time. And when you do things for the first time, uh, whatever it is, but in this particular case, building a company for the first time, being a first time founder, you inevitably make a lot of mistakes. Um, and I would not recommend doing what we've done in the sense of like coming up with a solution and then finding a problem. I don't think that's the way, to be honest. I think the one thing that I did well is this constant communication and conversation about like what's the problem, like how does your workflow look like, what bothers you, what takes the most of your time. um, Ideally you already have some hypotheses that you want to test before going deeper, and also ideally you want to scope the market because maybe you, Steve, have some really big problem with something, but the only person in the world that wants that solved is you, and then the market is not really big. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
scoping the opportunity, having hypotheses, and then testing it out, and then validating or invalidating it, and then making a bet like to go into that market. I think at least that's what I advise the young founders that I speak to. I think that's the right approach. Um, if I may share another very interesting story from
Yeah, for sure.
those early
Yeah, I'm all
days.
ears.
Uh, it was like while I was with engineering background, being a naive engineer, so to say, engineer first, right? Not a businessman first, from a region that doesn't have like a long history of great business pedigree. Balkans, Serbia, those were post-communist countries where there's not a lot of there was not a lot of ambition, capitalism, big ventures, etc. And then I just started building. I started building and building and making the great product. I made it open source. I put together a license that permits almost everything. It was a GPL, GNU public license, and then I actually got a message from few investors back in the day, like, you want to join the accelerator? Are you raising? And I was like, no, we're not ready, etc., etc. And then I get a message in DMs on Twitter from one of the VCs, very popular back in the day. They invested in like a bunch of Solana projects, not so active nowadays. And they're like, hey, can we get on the call like ASAP? Like first message, no further context, no prior conversation. And I'm like, sure, let's do it. And then this guy who leads the fund is on the call, and he's like, keeps admitting people from his team on the call. And at some point, there's like me on my side, on the side of Streamflow, and 15 people on
What?
the other side.
Why?
15, like the whole VC fund, and analysts and researchers and the committee, and
Did you do
God
something
only
bad?
knows who all these people. And and then he starts really investigating me, and like being interrogating me. He's like, you know who we are, you know how I am, who I am. Please be honest with me, you know. And then he goes and asks me questions about how did I start the project, when did I start it, who did I build it with, and it goes on for like 10 or so minutes. And then after 10 or so minutes, I'm like, okay, this needs to stop. Like, you need to give me a context, because otherwise I'm out. It's like very unpleasant.
Yeah.
Uh, and then there's a long silence, and he says, okay, I think we are going to pull out of one investment, because obviously this person has took everything that you've built and presented as theirs.
No
And
way.
yes. And I wanted to understand who it was, what was going on, but he wouldn't tell me. And then I realized, after doing some research and talking to more people, it was Sam Tapalia from Zebek back in the day. Zebek protocol. I mean, that your face just tells enough. Uh, which he took completely different approach. Like, took the code base, took the product, put together like a 6-7 pages of PowerPoint presentation, and went fundraising. Like, let's go. And almost closed that round. Then the round collapsed, and then he's super good at fundraising. Like, I give him that. And then he went on to raise a ton of money by rebuilding it and whatnot.
On your
But
code.
those, like, I mean, those were that was the initial one, right?
All right.
Then I imagine he rebuilt it. Um, so,
Wow.
but very, very like crazy stories. And
Yeah.
yeah,
It resonates. I know what it's like.
yeah.
But
But if there's like a moral of the story, uh, I would say, like, especially engineers have this mindset to just constantly build something until it's perfect, but it's not like that's not that important. The important thing is to go out and sell and see if someone is willing to pay for it, either to invest in it, make a business out of it eventually, or actually to pay as a customer, and then use it no matter how imperfect it is, just like my username.
is that something you took from Toli? The way he built Solana and his his philosophy, like, we build the plane as we go. You know, you can, it's never going to be perfect, so you better start shipping imperfect shit.
I don't know if it was from him. I've listened to quite a few of his talks, and in general, I think that what he's saying about entrepreneurship makes sense. But I wouldn't say that's something specifically and particularly related to Solana, like exclusive to Solana. A lot of successful founders say this. Essentially, you have to have bias for action. You have to move, and the eventual success, uh, forgives you all the past mistakes. you've made, if that makes sense.
Having a bias for action is one of the most poetically worded things I've ever heard today. Like, that's wow. Yeah, you've got to have a bias for action. That's
Yes,
that. I think that really resonates with the whole Solana ecosystem and
I agree.
the way we approach
I agree.
things. Yeah,
I
I
agree. Look, Streamflow was. Sorry, please finish your sentence.
now I posted a tweet. You know, I quote tweeted something from Solana, and I said, "All right, our North Star is let's fucking ship it right now. Let's go." And I think that's really what sets Solana apart. Like, we just ship, and then we need that we know that we need to ship more and faster and increase bandwidth and reduce latency constantly to
Yeah.
meet with, you know, where the whole
Yeah.
ecosystem is headed. And I think yeah, you saying this, I think it's poetry in motion.
There you go. It's not my original thought, to be honest. Like, I don't know where I picked it up, but it doesn't matter. Like, that's how human knowledge works. You learn something and then you iterate based on that, and then someone else iterates based on that, and that's how we progress. So it's fine. You just,
Yeah.
share that knowledge and improve a little bit upon it. You already done a good part for humanity. I wanted to say something that's directly related to what you just said regarding the whole Solana ecosystem culture and this bias for action and shipping and iterating and delivering and then owning mistakes and then being better, etc. Streamflow was multi-chain back in the day, so what Streamflow offers is not something that's like particularly, again, unique to Solana, like token projects on by the way, for your listeners, let's just not assume that they all know what Streamflow is. But Streamflow is a suite of products for programmatic on-chain token distribution and management. And what those words mean essentially is there's a set of products that help any token project out there do token investing for their investors, advisors, team members, or large-scale airdrops, like tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of recipients simultaneously based on some parameters, or staking and rewards campaign that can also be programmed and deployed on chain for token projects. Or one thing that Streamflow is particularly famous for, I would say, is token locks, like on-chain provable, guaranteed, diamond handing,
Yeah.
par excellence. and that's not something that's unique to Solana. Like, as I said, as I'm being very honest, I had an inspiration from Ethereum project, right? So naturally, we expanded to other chains, and then as part of our growth and business development strategy, we attended a lot of conferences, a lot of ETH conferences, a lot of Aptos, SUI, whatnot. And boy, oh boy, the vibes, the culture, the topics on the conferences, the atmosphere, the mentality is so different across these ecosystems. It's so different. I was like, I'm not exaggerating, I was shocked when I first went to, I think it was ETHCC in Paris 2023, where there was so much idealism, so much infrastructure. If you build it, they will come, and other just, pointless slogans. Like building for the sake of building, too much idealism in terms of decentralization and some other ideals that just don't yield users and successful businesses.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
Wow.
if you've
Whereas in
built
Solana, it
something,
was like,
yeah.
cutthroat. It's like Solana Ventures invested in us and two of our competitors, and it's like, let's go.
That's crazy. Yeah, I agree that Solana, at the end of the day, it's business, right? And if there's no
Yes,
users, then what is it for? And what's the point? And what's the use case?
correct.
So if I'm
So
a founder and I have a token associated with my platform, whether it's governance, utility, revenue sharing, whatever. I might have some team members who, as soon as the token launches, might nuke the chart to extract whatever liquidity there is to get an early retirement or whatever. Or the advisors, or if there's milestones. Can I use Streamflow for all of those things, and also for airdropping it to the entire community, beta testers, stuff like that?
yes,
All right, awesome. So,
exactly.
all right, and it's without take backsies and based on trust. It's all decentralized and programmed ahead of time, or are there still ways to intervene after the tokens get locked into the platform?
So is this one of your tough questions?
No, I just want to know.
No, of course, because if it was, then you need to try harder because with the tough because the beginning before this stream started, you said I might ask some tough questions like for the show, but no, all jokes aside, it's on chain. The program is deployed on Solana blockchain, and Streamflow offers both the smart contract and the program level, then APIs and SDKs to interact with it, whether you want to have this functionality built somewhere else and use it on some other website or some other application, some other program, like through CPI, cross-program invocation. And then there's a UI on top of it to enable this interaction with this. But in reality, the UI is it's a proxy, and the most important things happen on the smart contract layer. So depending on the configuration, you mentioned many use cases, right? Some of them require immutability, that the creator of a vesting contract cannot change it, that the recipient cannot transfer it to anyone else, that it cannot be canceled, it cannot be extended, and all the other possibilities. Like these are all parameters on a smart contract level that upon creation, upon setting up the distribution, whether it's a token lock, or a vesting contract, or an airdrop, or staking and rewards campaign, like active staking rewards and revenue share. This is all highly configurable, and we believe nicely presented through the UI as well. And then depends on how you configured it. It's all reflected actually on the lower levels of the stack, which is at the end of the day, the blockchain. So, and we also offer dashboards where people can see and share this, which then can be verified on explorers. Solana Explorer, SaltScan, or whatnot. You can actually verify what's actually going on there on the blockchain level.
Nice.
If that answers your question. There's no further meddling. Like we had so many instances where people are like reach out via support and like, oh, I messed up. Like, can you please help me do something about it? We're like, that's the core value proposition.
Yeah.
No, we cannot.
What was the without naming names? What was the biggest whoopsie fookie wookie? I messed up my vesting just now. Example.
I mean, we've been in business for what on production for almost 5 years now. So there have been quite a few. but the one that we remember is we had our one of our programs has this top up function where you set some payment stream and then you can top it up, right? But I mean, I want to be on the customer side and say maybe it wasn't 100% super clear that when you top it up, the release rate doesn't change. So if it was releasing, let's say, $1 a day, which was more or less the case, then when you top it up, it just doesn't release $20 a day, but rather uses the same release rate and it just extends, right?
Yeah.
So this person tested with like $20 and then added like $15,000 and then realized the stream extended for like 11 years. and then he was like knocking on our doors a lot, and we were like, okay, maybe we can like do him a favor and like write this off as an expense and just have him transfer the stream to us, because that's what he could do. He could change the recipient and we'll just pay him like to admit that it wasn't properly explained on our application and just compensate him at least partially for some of the mess he created.
Inflation is not gonna treat that IOU very well.
So now, so now we're receiving something. Yeah, I know. There was some discount there applied. Okay, there was some discount there applied, but he gladly and happily accepted it, and it was at the end of the day, it was a win-win resolution. But now we're like receiving something like $1 a day or
nice. So
something like that.
Do you also like consciously spend that dollar per day and say, "Oh yeah, this is the $1. I'm gonna get a $1 Whopper."
On what? On what, Steve? What can you do with it?
You can. Well, that's a euro, so that's $87 cents. So that doesn't really count. But you can get a euro knaller, which is like at McDonald's, you buy a small hamburger for one euro.
No, you cannot. The inflation has ramped up prices so much that like the cheapest McDonald's burger is like, what, 2.5
That's crazy.
dollars, something like that.
So at the start of the stream you mentioned, I looked up the top 10 EVM programs by TVL. What is the TVL today of Streamflow?
To be honest, I would have to check. Last time I checked, it was like 350 million.
350 million. TVL, for those who don't know, like total value locked. So that's how much.
Yeah, it did drop. I didn't check for some time, but now it's 270 million.
70 million.
But the highest, 270.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and like take into account that it's bear market and everything is like down badly or flat for quite some time, and there are not so many token launches and token lockups and investings. But at the time, it was like the peak that we had was $2 billion worth of.
Wow, dude.
Worth of tokens in our program being escrowed.
Do you ever wake up in cold sweats and think, "Oh my god,
yeah, more.
We're one Lazarus lucky strike away from losing two billion in customer funds"?
It's more often than you would think, and I'm not even joking. And it's might be one of the just a few, or like I don't have any more fears than that, to be honest, in my life. Like it's like one of the top 2 fears that I have.
Damn. So how do you deal with that?
You know,
Like seriously, because I can imagine that some people watching right now would wish that they had $2 billion in TVL, but don't necessarily realize that that comes with a huge
a lot
weight
of
to it.
liability.
Yeah, and a lot of a lot of fear of whatever can happen might happen.
Yeah. Uh, well, on many different fronts, obviously. Uh, we do security audits regularly. We have recently engaged with it's called Stride program, which is a Solana Foundation sponsored with some top tier security firm, Asymmetric Research, I believe. So
I
we're
love the
in part of
guys.
that program as well.
I love the guys at Asymmetric. Quick shout out
Um,
to Jeff Schroeder.
yeah, then we incorporated AI in our development processes and also in our CI/CD, so deployment process, and also code reviews, security reviews. Have few paid AI tools, and recently we started engaging with Sparebit. Still haven't tested out. Actually, we did test out the product. They also have like a full blown AI suite of tools to help you just have everything running smoothly and without any vulnerabilities. And that's only on the code side, so to say, right? And there's a lot of effort that gets put into security procedures, permissions, rights of access, key management, um, and then periodically just doing checks on this. So these are the things that people just generally, I believe, don't think about too much. The people tend to see only one side of the things, and yeah, but like this is the real boring and stressful but important work,
Yeah, but you mentioned
like
only
continuously
the
there.
engineering side of it because you're an engineer, but on a human level, how do you deal with that type of pressure? Or don't you deal with that type of pressure and are you like a an
Yeah,
exorbitant drunk all the time?
yeah. I mean, look, I like jokes aside, I understand why a lot of people under a lot of pressure, and let's say that type of pressure, turn to some substances, like jokes aside.
Hmm.
But I think that it's extremely useful for a founder. I believe this is applicable for everyone in life, but especially if you're in some high stress, a lot of responsibility and ownership environments, and you deal with this type of problems and worries around the clock, to develop some stoic mindset or habits. Just thinking about the worst case scenario, actually in your head, living through it and planning for it, and being as ready as you can be for to face your fears. And the greatest fear of all for all of us is death. And like there's this stoic saying, memento mori, which means remember death, remember that you're going to die one day. And then like when you actually put a focus and think about all the worst things that can happen and prepare for them, then everything that's not the worst thing and happens, you're like, this is good.
Yeah. I think it's a highly underappreciated and underexposed topic for a lot of people who work in DeFi. And I really, really think that yeah, we should talk about it more often and keep each other
Yeah, yeah,
mentally healthy. Is it
yeah.
male mental health month? We should have a DeFi mental health month as well. Maybe a quarter, maybe a half year, maybe the full year should
Maybe
be
life,
DeFi
maybe
mental
life
health.
dedicated, life dedicated to mental health, bro.
All right,
It's
let's.
I agree. It's not a how they say. It's one of these topics that again is important, but maybe not so cool, if you know what I mean. And then if you start talking about mental health at least a little bit, then that might be read as weakness. You know, it's like, oh, now you're talking about mental health, you're whining, you know, just man up, you know, get
That's
tough.
that's the equivalent of
But
saying, "Oh, you're going to the gym every week or every day and train your ass off because you're a fucking pussy." Like that's the world in reverse. Like, oh, you train Muay
I
Thai every
understand.
day, you must be a fucking pussy then. Like having good mental health is like a virtue, dude, not a sign of weakness. And you know, being able to
Yeah.
discuss it, it's I think it's you're the first person that thought about, you know, addressing this topic with. I used to work in mental health care a long time, almost
Oh,
10.
really?
Yeah. I worked in mental health care generally more than 10 years, but I used to work with youths with severe addiction and behavioral issues. And then
Oh, wow.
I would counsel them. You know, I would take them into the fucking mountains with literally nothing and say, "Oh, you're such a badass. You call your mom this and that. Well, show me how bad you really are." And then as soon as they step into nature, they're like, "Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do." And they're like, "Oh, I thought you had all the answers in life. Let's go." And then yeah, they would hopefully, you know, come to a point where they would realize that they're not built to face everything alone, and then yeah, could cooperate and be more.
Mm,
Yeah. That those was one of my favorite interventions with these young kids. It was well, not that young adults. Yeah.
adolescence.
Yes. And then I switched to another type of mental health care. And then I thought, I don't like this at all. And then I quit my job and went into Web3, which is basically the same. So, yeah, here we are.
It's the same. It's the same. Now you need to apply your own advices for yourself.
There you go. Yeah, and take care of my friends. So, how big
That's
is Streamflow as a company?
in terms of number of
People.
people or
Yes.
in terms of other KPIs.
Give me all the
Um,
KPIs.
I will. I will. So roughly 20 people
Damn.
now. It's all the roles across the board. And in 2025, Streamflow made $2.5 million in revenue. Many people, when they hear that, they're shocked. 2026, we estimate, like when we project until the end of the year, so annualized, we project 1.5 to 2 million. It's obviously much slower year and season than 2025, but we're still holding strong there. It's been profitable, like surprisingly long, having the market in mind and the increase in headcount. And we actually hired more people because we are cooking something completely new,
Ooh.
which might be a good time to talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it. What have you guys been cooking?
So uh, first, some context, right?
Yes.
Everything that
Give
we're
us the
spoken
problem
about,
first
Streamflow.
instead of just the solution this time.
Douche. Good, good one. Good one. I like that. Essentially, the problem is the following. This is the problem statement. As we said, we've been in servicing this market for the last 5 years, and over 40,000 different tokens have gone through our programs. At one point, as we said, over $2 billion worth of tokens were in our programs, and some of the biggest and bestest names that have been using Streamflow, like Camino, Bonk, Ionet, and then a lot of the
Metaplex,
protocols that were popular
Wormhole,
back in the day.
Tensor, Zeus,
Correct.
375 AI, Nasana, Radium.
Just wanted to see how well you've done your homework.
Pretty good.
So yes, like some of these, yeah, pretty good. I agree. I believe a lot of the names your listeners will recognize, but also a lot of the meme coin projects, like a lot of the pump fund launches or etc. And there is something that we've noticed about this industry, and I'm sure we're not the only ones. That is that 99% of the tokens go 99% down in a very short time frame. Our own Streamflow Stream token included, and after a lot of thinking and iterations on our side, on the side of the whole industry, with buybacks, revenue share, tying this utility token to governance or I don't know, whatnot, we realized that essentially it has to be tied to a company. I just told you the numbers. I mean, obviously, there are so many better companies out there in terms of performance, but there are also so many companies that are performing much worse or have died along the way. And it's unfathomable to me that a company performing like this has a token that has a market cap of roughly 1 million, something like that. And if you ask why, ask yourself why. One of the reasons might be okay, but what is the actual connection between the company and the token? And then there are so many examples out there. Yeah, there is some, but it's weak.
Sometimes.
And it's not that strong. And yeah. In our case, there is a revenue sharing program, depending on what percentage of the token is staked. So there is some correlation there. But if we were to sell Streamflow tomorrow, what would token holders get? They would be entitled to whatever was the goodwill of the owners of the company. And I mean, we've seen so many examples like that.
Especially recently, there were a few big ones where people were just, the founder sold the company, the token holders got left holding the bag and a promise.
Yes. And I think there was a whole drama regarding the Venice token and their dual token equity structure, the VVV. And the whole crypto Twitter erupted about token holders not getting equity holders getting the tokens. It's like this pervasive incentive structure. Anyways, faced with that and with the fact that our own token is really massively underperforming and we want to do something about it, we realized, okay, we need to somehow tie tokens to equity. But then we realized that's actually a harder problem than it sounds. And it's not a tech problem at all. It's not like you build a platform to do it, a product. It's a legal and compliance problem. But the good news is we've gone through the drafts and multiple iterations, and we put together, so we're finalizing the whole legal framework to have equity-backed tokens with the Stream token undergoing some sort of transition in order to, just fit that goal and that perspective.
That's
and then we're gonna
crazy.
offer this. We're gonna offer this to every project out there, and we're gonna offer it as an on-chain capital formation platform.
Wow.
So
Wow,
yeah,
that's pretty huge, dude. Like,
yeah. This is, and by the way, like I'm not great at like PR and like keeping things secret and hiding them. So this could be as well. This could be like the first time I'm publicly speaking about it. I've been giving some hints, but
that's
this
crazy.
might be the real
So is this
outcome.
for new token launches or for existing token launches or existing tokens as well?
So there's going to like for primarily for new, but for the existing ones, some coordination and some transition will need to happen. So it's not like out of the blue, out of the box. It just becomes, because at the end of the day, these tokens have elements and aspects of security, and then we treat them and approach them as such, which is, I mean, in this industry, if you say and mention security, it's like a curse. It's like something very bad.
Yeah, but it's meant
But
there to be there to protect you. That's why it's called a security.
exactly, and you can manage it and handle it. It just there are some rules you have to abide by, and it's not like let's go free for all, everyone can have it, and you can do whatever you want with it, etc., etc. But like, if you are within the rules,
So,
um, then it should be all good.
what jurisdiction are we talking about? Like one jurisdiction, all the jurisdictions, the jurisdiction of a country I never heard of? Um, Tell me a little
Now
bit
you've
more.
heard this is pretty standard. Like the whole legal framework is set in Cayman Islands, so nothing I would say too exotic. The Cayman Islands has been used as a financial hub for many years, and this allows for participants, whether companies who will incorporate and or raise through our platform, because we make the platform, how they say, that it doesn't force you to do it all by our way. uh, Maybe we can have a company incorporated somewhere else. This can be just come as an addition, and then enable participants to be more or less global. There will be some restrictions, but all of that will be clearly outlined and explained.
Nice. Wow, that's huge. I think the people who are watching and listening in, they got shared some of the alpha that you can fetch here.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. I'll be talking more about it on Solana Summit in Belgrade. There's going to be a
Nice.
proper rollout and presentation about it, and we're going to have news about the first use case, the first proper use case for the platform, which is our token, right? So yeah, if a quick shout out to Super Team Balkans and Solana Summit. They're organizing the biggest Solana event in Europe this summer. So come, join, let's hang out, and I'll talk more about it. So you'll have a chance to pick my brain on this topic a lot.
The Solana Summit in Serbia is, I think, bigger in terms of attendance than the first Breakpoint. It's nearing 2,000 people.
That's so good.
Yeah, that's
And we
crazy.
still have 20 days left, so
Yeah.
it's going to be
Wigby
more than that.
from it's his birthday today. You know Wigby from Super Team Netherlands?
No.
He's asking what's Super Team Balkan. And he's coming. And I'll point him out so you can wish him happy birthday and then kick his ass.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to the ground. Pow. All right. What's a question I did not ask but should have asked?
Bro, I don't know. Like, that's so meta. You caught me off guard, to be honest. Maybe someone from the chat has some questions, but you can
Well,
address those.
Wigby said, "Dude, we met Malisha. Shake my head."
Oh, I
Um,
know it could be.
yeah, tall Dutch guy, very handsome.
I
All
know
right.
him. I know him.
Well, we're coming up on time. We already spent an hour together, and I think why extend it when everything has already been said? I'm really looking forward to seeing you in Belgrade. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I hope I'm one of the MCs that gets to bring you on stage as well.
I
Um,
would love that. Yeah.
and
We've known
let's.
each other for like 5 years or so,
Well, we've
and
been around.
I keep seeing you more often than my parents, I think.
Well, we do see each other
Joking, joking. I see
a
them all the
lot
time.
in the traveling circus. Next week, I have Buffalo from Jito on. Anything you think I should ask him?
You should you should ask him about his testosterone stack.
Really? Is that
He's
a.
been
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, ask him and comment if there's something odd in his behavior because of too much testosterone. Just comment and ask him. Is that the tea coming out of him and making him
I'm gonna ask
quirky?
him. Can I ask you about the hormone that gets produced in your ball sack? Malisha told me to ask about it.
Yes,
um,
very specific.
all right, and we're gonna talk about Jito Bam as well. For everyone that tuned in, thank you for watching live. If you listened through Spotify or through a replay on YouTube or X, thank you so much for watching. Malisha, thank you for being on. I had a wonderful time, dude, and yeah, we're gonna catch up soon in real
Me as
life.
well. This was really spontaneous and fun,
Yeah.
and I hope I also brought some value to the listeners,
Well, I think you
the young wannabe founders and engineers.
you shared some of the juicy alpha just now, so that's good. And yeah, you gave some solid advice. What was the
Follow me on
bias?
Twitter for more.
I think bias towards action are three words that everyone is gonna have in their head the rest of the day. Thank you so much for being on. I'm gonna end the stream here. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.